life. Thank you for stepping into placebo space to heal ourselves in dance. Dance to me is actually a language which I found to help me to reflect on, to navigate, to distant from, to observe, and to reinterpret the hurdles, the confusion, the loss, or the uncharted water of life. It's a pathway, a sensory pathway of exploration. It's a metaphor, it's a symbol other than language. It's for me to feel able to participate in this experience called life more fully, with more layers of my being. When I invite you to talk about dance, I feel like I'm actually inviting you to talk about life. Today, I just happen to have picked up a toy violin of my daughter. And somehow, somewhere in my chest, there is a very, very minor and delicate string, very young string, which was plucked in that moment. This very sensitive string to light, to temperature, to sound, to color, and to the energy around me. Usually when I'm engaged in my worldly life, in my egoistic pursuits, in my calculation of rightness or wrong, I tend to just be totally tuned out from the ringing of this very special string, this original string, this string of truth, this young string, this minor string. Actually, I can't play violin. My daughters play violin. However, in that instant when I picked it up, this toy violin, it suddenly made a sound specifically directed to me. A sound that it has been persistently making known, making heard to me. However, I've been consistently turning away from it. The young string, the minor string, what could it stand for? What it is telling? What it is trying to echo to, what it is trying to broadcast, what it's calling, what it's trying to tell. When people like me, when we being driven by worldly affairs, when we were deeply intertwined with all the crosses and frictions and convoluted interests and sense of lack and sense of needs in this world, we might be ignoring or dimming down this unique music that is ringing from this very young string. That was actually the true piece that had been written in us even before we are here. I remember when we were children, we used to be so frankly announce our ambitions or aspirations and our inner knowing of what we're to become. Like, I want to become something, I want to do something, and we announce it without any shame, without the need to justify or offend or defend it. However, when we start to grow, we start to read, we start to eavesdropping in adults' conversations, news, social circles, conventions, social medias. We start to tune out of the music of that young string and fit ourselves into the other pieces that hadn't been actually written for us, and fitting it and then to try to practice and excel at it and eventually become excellent at them. About half a year ago, my daughter was offered the first violin seat in Queensland Youth Orchestra, and they planned a tour to those music states in Europe, in those beautiful European music halls in this November. But for some reason, that girl quieted down. Now in my hindsight, I guess that she became more silent because she was listening to the sound she knew she was supposed to listen to. And one day she just came up to me and told me, "Mom, I wanted to leave the symphony orchestra. I don't want to participate in the European tour because I wanted to focus on my acting, my theater, and learning film art." In that instant, I actually felt quite disappointed at her. So yeah, I just have to confess that I didn't say too much. I was seemingly understanding. What I said to her was, just trust in your intuition, trust how your body feels when you are at a certain place doing certain things. Your heart and your body and your energetic feeling will tell you whether you belong there and whether that's the most nourishing place for you at this certain stage of your life. She made the decision to leave. It wasn't easy. It wasn't like very totally heroic or successful, smooth process. Before and after that, she went through a lot of emotional turbulence, a lot of inner conflicts. However, despite all these, she made a decision which is true, which is in tune with the music made by that young string in her, to to be honest, I felt a sense of loss, a sense of disappointment and shame during all that. And then I had to start to ask myself whose disappointment that was, whose pain that was, whose shame that was. They were mine. They were mine. I remember a psychoanalysis expert, the founder of depth psychology, Carl Jung. He said something to the effect of, there's nothing more than the unlived life of the parents. There's nothing more powerful. There's no more powerful impact on children's life than the unlived life of the parents. Yes. There's no more powerful impact on the children's life than the unlived life of the parents. Those pain, those shame, those disappointments belong to me, the little girl in me, for having not heard her own minor string, the true tune from her own young string. I believe that there's a very, very spacious place in all of us that doesn't need to correct, doesn't need to adjust course, doesn't need to judge, make right, reverse. It could just embrace all these things that we feel, and we could always find a little corner in that spacious place, a little corner with cushion and a cup of warm tea for all those feelings. Those music ringing to us untiringly during our childhood dreams. That voice reciting things we once forget. That young string, that minor string, that music that had been composed there even before time becomes existence for us. Perhaps what we could do is leave a space in our heart, an eternal space for that young, tender minor string, so that we can hear its music amongst the noises of the inner and the outer world. That unique string, minor string, that was forged only for us.